Hello there, this is DVT, and these are the Vrooms. And alright, let's play some Asphalt 9 on Nintendo Switch, and oh boy, do we need to talk a little bit about what's going on in this version of the game, because as you can see on the title, we are currently in Limbo. We are everywhere, but we're nowhere. Alright, so what's going on? Well, first of all, right now I'm doing a little bit of multiplayer in its classic season, though it's a short one, I'll explain. So, the last video that I made on Asphalt 9 on the Switch, I was talking about what has been happening with the events and which cars I've been able to unlock. I told you the story of my Prime, and I was so happy that I was able to not only unlock it, but take it to 5 stars and all of that good stuff. But the reality is that, as I said in that video, that previous season, the New Breed Rivals season was quite a roller coaster, because it had some good stuff, it had some bad stuff, it was weird. So overall, I ended up, I'm gonna say, on a relative net positive during that season, but not by much. It's like, okay, it edged it out, if only maybe just because I was able to get the Bram. But overall, it was an okay season. But I was already bracing for the season that was to follow, the Raging Bull crap season. Yes, the Raging Bull season. Oh boy, it brings me memories. I was so young. But okay, let's see what happened in that race, because I feel like nobody was actually racing. Were people just farming, or what happened there? Aston Martin 177, an Apollo N, a Grand Sport Apex, a Berlinetta, and a... Look at what happened with that 911 GT3 RS. It should have... That car is really good in this track, so I don't know what happened there. All right, let's find another race to do. Like I said, I was so young back then, because 1 year ago, when the Lambo season was going to start, the Raging Bull crap, I was hyped about it. I always knew that it was going to be difficult, because it normally is the case, you know, any season, especially when there's new cars that you really want, fancy cars, they tend to be pretty difficult to get. I just didn't know what was the level of BS that was waiting for me back then, with the whole debacle of the Legend Pass and all of that. If you haven't watched my content on that, it's very old. I was I was very vulgar in my language, if you will, but yeah, you can look it up. Just look for Raging Bull stuff season, and you'll find it over there in my channel. But anyway, or maybe I'll leave a link. I don't know. I'll think about it. So my point is that it was a mess. Probably most of you, anybody that is playing the Switch version, probably has kind of followed what happened in the global version. So we know that season, it's a pain in the butt and whatnot. I was so excited back then when the season was gonna begin. I even made a video driving all of the new Lambos, but in different games, because obviously the patch hadn't dropped. Again, there was so much stuff to look forward to. Alright, I don't know what's happening, but I'm winning 2 races in a row. That feels kind of nice, I'll be honest. But now, 1 year later, knowing all that I know about how the season went, all the issues that I had, how BS it was, I'm still excited, obviously, because I still want to get some of the Lambos in there. If I can get them all, that would be great. I've been saving tokens for it, so I'm a bit more prepared this time around than I was a year ago in the global version. But still, like I was saying, I've been kind of bracing for impact for when the season drops. But this is why I said that I am on Limbo. We are on Limbo right now, because at the moment we're in no season. So I don't know, I'm gonna say that for the past 10 months or so, they have been really good. They, meaning Gameloft, have been really good at synchronizing or aligning the seasons so that in the Switch okay, I got knocked down. In the Switch, around the same time, let me rephrase that. On the Switch, seasons would begin around the same time that they started in the global version a year prior, meaning that the Thanksgiving season was gonna happen around Thanksgiving, meaning that the festive season was gonna happen around. Because before, the Switch version used to be off by like 14 or 15 months or something, so it didn't quite align. But they did some changes, and they skipped the season, and they did a bunch of things, and now they align. And they have been doing a pretty good job at it. But for some reason, this time, oh Jesus Christ! I mean, totally intended. This time, from the New Breed Rivals season to the Raging BS season, for some reason they left at least 1 week without any season. I don't know what's happening over there. I don't know if there was some miscalculation. Maybe there were some problems in the update. I have no idea. But yeah, we're in this situation where there's no season. So regardless of what's happening, let me show you exactly the menu so that you see what I'm talking about. All right, so let me exit this a little bit and let me show you. So there is a legend pass going. Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna claim some of my tokens, huh? Okay, might as well. While I'm here, don't mind me just collecting some stuff because this is important. It always is. Will continue to be. Anyway, there is a legend pass right now. So here's the deal. They had to extend the legend pass one additional week because by the time the New Breed Rival season ended or was supposed to end, the patch for the new season didn't drop. So they were like, okay, I think we need to extend it. So you can see that still says that it's gonna end in 3 days and 3 hours. Well, yeah, that kind of makes sense because again, I'm recording this just 3 days, 3 hours before a whole week has passed. So that kind of makes sense. You can see over here, well, I have everything unlocked because this is coming from when the season was gonna end naturally. But other than that, you can see that there's zero special events. There's nothing going on over here. It's completely locked because the special event for the Vision, for the 2 check, they ended. By the way, I did not manage to unlock the 2 check. That was kind of expected, but hey, it's fine. Then if we go to the daily events, it's just the normal stuff except for this burst of speed. I'll talk about it in a second. But other than that, there's nothing else going on. Now, here's where it got kind of funny, because we got finally a car hunt for the Apollo IE. It was very, very strange in the global version. And while I tell you about this, let me do my credit heist, because might as well. I need my credits. I definitely need them, so might as well do them. But in the global version, at the end of the New Breed Rival season, at the end of during the last week, they released 2 car hunts at the same time. One was for the Mazda Furai, and one was for the Apollo IE. And I'm like, oh my god, finally I'll be able to get the Apollo IE, because in the global version I did not have the car at all. Prior to that car hunt, the car had only been available in as a Legend Pass car, and then later as a Legendary Hunt, meaning for both cases you needed to have the Legend Pass, and in the global versions I didn't have it at that time. So a year ago, around this time was the perfect moment to unlock and max the Apollo IE, and I did that, and it was great. And that's how in the global version I had my Apollo IE. It kind of became silly that later on I was not able to get my 5 stars Apollo IE in the Switch version, because I did get the Legend Pass for the Apollo IE when it was the Legend Pass car, right? Whatever season it was. Then, like I mentioned, there was supposed to be a Legendary Hunt for the Apollo IE during the European season, if I remember correctly. But remember that I said earlier that in order to align the seasons over here, or the patches, they had to skip a season. They skipped the European season, and that meant that they skipped some cars featured over there and the Legendary Hunt for the Apollo IE. So even though I do then own the Apollo, I only had it at 3 stars, because that's how as high as you can get it through the Legend Pass back when. So I was like, oh man, it's very annoying that they skipped that car hunt. Oh Jesus, get out of the way, buddy. I was like, I wanted to max my Apollo IE, and yeah, they skipped the season. I could not max it out. It was a pain in the butt. It was annoying because I kept my Apollo IE to 3 stars. And like I said, I ended up having in the global version the Apollo IE maxed before over than here on the Switch. Now, coming back to the Switch in the present time, or let's say a week ago, when the New Breed Rivals, the last week of the New Breed Rival season began, the official, not the extended, but the regular season was gonna end. The car hunt for the Mazda Furai happened, but it didn't. The one for the Apollo IE didn't start, and everybody was like, "Hey, Game Love, so what up? You were supposed to give us a car hunt for the Apollo IE. So anytime you're gonna do it, or what's going on?" And Gameloft did not acknowledge any of those questions, and they just didn't do anything. And for that entire week, while the Mazda Furai was going on, they never added the other car hunt for the Apollo IE. And I was actually very upset, because other than that, I don't think the Apollo IE has ever been available again in the global version. Ever since, again, the end of the New Breed Rivals in global to where global is right now, we're talking about 2 years, 2 years? No, 1 year or whatever. It has not been made available again. I don't think so. Or maybe it has. No, maybe there was something. But either way, the Apollo IE overall is not necessarily. I know for sure that there was not another car hunt for it. I think there was some packs where you can get some blueprints for it. I think that's how AZ got it. Either way, yeah, I was like, so are you saying that because they didn't do this car hunt and it's not properly scheduled, are we never gonna be able to take the car to 5 stars, or what's going on? So I was indeed very upset about it. And then comes the news that, oh well, you know what, the update for the Lambo season is delayed. And actually they said that it's delayed at least a week. Keyword at least. So I don't know, maybe it will be delayed further. I don't know, we'll see what happens in 3 days and 3 hours. But for the time being, that's what we know. And because there was that delay, thankfully Joe the intern, shout out to Joe the intern, was like, hey people, so since we're gonna have this week of nothingness, what car hunt do you want? And everybody was like, Apollo IE. And it was like, there you go, Apollo IE. And that's how we now have a car hunt for the Apollo IE. And I've done it, and finally I have my 5-star Apollo IE. Jesus Christ, I've been waiting so long to get that thing to 5 stars over here. And don't get me wrong, even at 3 stars it was pretty good. But at 5-star, I know it's much better. In the global version, 5-star Apollo IE, it's such a beauty. It has helped me a ton. Because in the global version, I don't have nearly as many cars and not that highly upgraded as I have them over here. For the 6 stars in the credit heist, I'm gonna go with the Egoista. I could use either the Terzo Milenio because I need to do the 6-star run and the Class S run. So obviously I want to use a Class S that is 6 stars. But you can see that my Terzo Milenio and my Regera are barely upgraded. They're really not there. They're not really ready. And the Triumph Nemesis is generally a car that I find very difficult to drive overall, especially in a track like that one that it's so twisty and I don't think there's as many opportunities to build the speed. And I have found that I can do it with the Lambo Egoista, but I'm gonna have to repeat it a couple times because from time to time I mess it up. Anyway, so yeah, coming back to the topic, I know that the Apollo IE at 5 stars, it has helped me a ton, even to get to Elite in the global version, because again, I don't have that many good cars and upgraded over there than how I have it over here. So anyway, I'm glad, and more so than just performance, it's also because I love that car, so I want to use it more often in multiplayer. Now that I finally have it at 5 stars, it's fantastic. I haven't finished upgrading it, but yeah, that actually takes me a little bit to the topic that I wanted to talk about, saving credits. I don't know if you noticed, when I was a little earlier in the main menu, let's say, that you could see my credit, my tokens. I have about 60-something thousand tokens, which I'm gonna be dumping on the upcoming season for Lambos, because you know, I've said it a bunch of times. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna finish it with the Class S, and then maybe I'll use a 6-star, but from a different class. Anyway, yeah, because one crash is not good to, like this, is not good to get the 6-star objective with this car. Anyway, so all my tokens will be dumped over there, and all of my credits will be committed to that too. So I have been trying to grind for credits very, very hard. That's why even though I already finished the hunt for the Apollo IE, I am still doing the car hunt just for the sake of getting credits from it, because I need credits. And I need them because I'm gonna have to be starting up and upgrading cars in the Lambo season, be it just for the for the Grand Prix that are gonna be happening, or maybe simply for whatever else I might need, you know. Maybe my idea is to get the Sexto Elemento, even if I only get it at 1 star, although I would prefer to get it like to 3 stars or something. But anyway, I still would rather upgrade as much as I can, so that's why I'm saving a bunch of credits. But it has been kind of difficult to save credits, because now that the game knows, because the game can read my mind, that is for sure, and now that the game knows that I am starving for credits, I have been saving up to, like, I had around 20 million. I have 12 million right now. But then it started like, hey, I'm gonna show you right now. The game is like, hey, how about some Chiron blueprints you don't have? That is like, come on, really? Really? Right now that I'm trying to save, I still have 2 more blueprints to buy over here, but that would cost me about 1.6 million credits just to get those 2 last blueprints. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wait, because I need in total, this is to take the car to 6 stars. So I need, how much is that? 14 blueprints. So even if I bought 2 blueprints, those 2 blueprints right now, I would still need another 3 times that this car shows for credits to max it out. So it makes no real difference. It's not like I'm gonna speed it up so much by buying these 2 additional blueprints. Because if I buy them, those 2, I'm gonna be what, at 12 blueprints to max it. Next time it shows, I'll be able to buy 5, then another 5, and a third time buy the extra 2. So it's the same as if I wait for 5, 5, and 4 eventually, once I'm not in such a necessity for the credits. And it's also giving me, well, I normally get a lot of Vanda blueprints because I have pretty much bought every other blueprint in the store. And this is the Vanda, the Chiron, and the LaFerrari Aperta are the only cars that I'm missing blueprints to take them to their maximum stars from the Legend Store. Other than that, all the other cars are already maxed out. So there is that. Then there is the situation. Wait, I didn't get the objective, did I? Hold up. I probably got the 5-star, but not the 6 stars. Oh no, look at that. I'm still missing the 5 and 6 stars. Okay. So I get to, Jesus. I get to drive a different car now. So, and because of the car hunt of the Apollo IE, I also have been having to spend resources in upgrading the Apollo IE. Because, I mean, after the car hunt, we're gonna get the Riot, and I might be able to get 1 or 2 epics for that car, and I absolutely want them because, again, it's a very rare car. So whenever I can put some epics into it, I would prefer to do so. So I'm also spending more resources in upgrading that car. So there's been a bunch of things for me to be spending resources, spending credits, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to save. But hey, you know, that's how this game is, and it's a peculiar thing on how credits are ubiquitous in a way. They're everywhere, but at the same time, things are so expensive. In terms of upgrading, especially, you know, certain cars and whatnot, that I'm like, Jesus, do I want to save for now? Do I want to spend in getting the blueprints? Do I want to upgrade the cars? And like I said, specifically for the case of the Apollo IE, car hunt means epics at the end. I can normally unlock 1 by reaching the 8% or 5%, whatever it is. I never have managed to get to the highest percentage, which in this game I think it's 3%. I think in global was 1%, but over here it's 3% because the player base is so small. Oh, Jesus Christ. So either way, at least 1 epic from the second to best reward, and maybe if I... Oh, come on! Oh, man. Alright, I'm gonna have to redo that one. Jesus Christ. It's okay. It's okay. This is my struggle in this particular race. That jump. You do that jump well and you have guaranteed reach the time requirement. You do that jump a little bit too well, trying to cut as much part of the track, and it instantly teleports you, and you're like, Jesus. The invisible line that teleports you, I can never place it, so I've messed up that jump so many more times than I would care to admit. But anyway. So yeah, I absolutely need those epics for the Apollo IE, so I'm spending resources on it, and that's why I'm hurting again on the credits, but I continue to grind and grind and grind, because man, here's my plan for the Lambo season, for the Raging BS season. There are 2 cars that are... Oh, and there's another thing. Oh yeah, it's complicated. So that season by itself, it features what, like 5 Lambos. Obviously, the main car being the Countach LPI, the Class A King that it's very difficult to get. Then there is 2 car hunts, one for the... No, excuse me, not car hunts. 2 Grand Prix, one for the Miura concept. Don't mess it up, DVT. What am I doing? Oh my... As I was saying, there is 2 Grand Prix, one for the Miura concept and one for the Reventon Roadster. Then the Countach that I already mentioned, and what is the other Lambo? I'm missing one Lambo. I know that there is also the Countach 25th anniversary, but that comes up in the season right after the Raging BS, so that doesn't really count. What other Lambo am I forgetting there? Oh, of course, the Diablo GT. Now, the Diablo GT in the global version, it was a store exclusive car, meaning you could only get blueprints, in theory, from the store for tokens or money. I said in theory because you could still get a bunch of blueprints in other ways. I don't remember exactly how, but it was very doable, and that's how I eventually was able to unlock, even if only at 1 star, but unlock the... Oh my... What is wrong with me? Jesus fuck... I'm okay. I was able to unlock the Diablo GT at least to 1 star, and I didn't have to spend a ton of resources to get it. I don't remember. Again, I think there was some rewards in multiplayer, something. There was a way to get some blueprints for that car, and that's how I eventually got it. So... Overall, there's a lot of places. Oh, and of course, it says to Elemento. So there's a ton of cars that I'm gonna need to spend some tokens on for the packs. I guess the car that I care the least about is the Mura Concept, but I would still like to get every single Lambo that I can. Now, there is one problem though. One of the cars that is featured in the Legend Pass missions to eventually, perhaps if you're lucky enough to get the Kunta Shell PI, is the Lamborghini Essenza SV12. And if you have watched my content on the Switch, or if you play the Switch, you know that this car, even though it's in the game files and it's been there for over a year, nobody has that car because never has it been available to unlock in any way. No Grand Prix, no Unleashed, nothing. And that is a car that is going to be required, or at least a car that was required in the global version for the missions of the Kunta Shell PI. So the question remains, are they gonna make it available? It would make sense, right? Because hey, it's a Lambo season, let's add the Lambo that we're also missing. But it is a bit of a problem because that's gonna be another Lambo that I don't have and I need to spend resources on. And there you go. The way to do this is to drive a Lambo that I really like. There you go. How many attempts was that for? Jesus Christ. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem because that car is kind of needed and we don't have it. Are they gonna make it available? Is it gonna be something easy? Is it gonna be an Unleashed? Is it gonna be like maybe the Volkswagen W12, which was an Unleashed that on the Switch it was actually pretty good. It was, I'm not gonna say, no, yeah, I'm gonna say it was easy to get the car. I got the car to like 2 or 3 stars. By the way, I'm gonna go into the burst of speed. I haven't talked about it yet. I will talk about it in a second, but these are the cars that are featured over here. The Ferrari Roma, Lotus Evija, Aston Martin Valhalla, Pagani Mola, Speedtail, and the Masanti Vantra Mille Cavalli. While they are not free tries, they do have unlimited fuel. So I'm gonna drive my Imola, even though I only have it at 1 star. This is the only time that I have to drive my Imola in multiplayer, so might as well. But anyway, so the W12 was actually pretty easy to get over here, so I hope that they do something like that for the Essenza where it's not going to be impossible to acquire, because even though I want the car and I would love to start it up as much as I can, there's going to be a ton of tokens that I'm going to have to spend over there, so that's also going to be a bit of a nightmare, but we'll see what happens. People on Discord brought this up to Joe, precisely saying like, hey, so what up with the Essenza, because we're gonna need it. Basically what I just said. And Joe said, quote, and this is Joe the intern for the official Discord staff, and he said, quote, we'll see, but the Essenza SV12 should not be an issue. It will either be swapped or made available through other means. Finish quote. End quote. So this is, well, in a way, I hope this is a good thing. He said made available through other means, so that tells me that it may not be a Grand Prix, because again, there's already going to be some Grand Prix that we have to worry about. And let's also mention that the Lambo, the Raging BS season, it's a short season. It's 5 weeks rather than 8, and from there onwards, I think all of the rest of the seasons became 4. Except for the anniversary, that one was 3 weeks, that was even weirder. But from there onwards, all the seasons began 4 weeks, so yeah, the long seasons are over and now only short seasons. So yeah, and you know that Grand Prix take a bunch of time, so fitting 2 Grand Prix already, it's kind of tight. Trying to fit a 3rd one, it's gonna be rough. So I do hope that it's gonna be an Unleashed, and again, I hope that it's an easy Unleashed, that it's not gonna cost you an eye and an arm in order to unlock the car, because man, we deserve to have that beauty over here. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Then, like he said, it might be swapped. So I wonder if he means like the car required will be swapped in the requirements for the Kunta Shell PI missions. And if that is the case, I will be okay with that, because every other Lambo I have. So technically, it would be even better for me if they swapped it, because pretty much every other Lambo I have them, unless it's a Class S Lambo like the Cyan, which I only have at 3 stars, but I doubt it because the Cyan is already needed anyway. Every other Lambo, I pretty much have them at pretty high or max stars, so it would still be a good deal for me. So hopefully, overall, this is gonna end up in a good situation for me, but we'll see what happens. Look at that, there was another Pagani Mola, actually 1 additional star at least than mine, but I still did pretty good, huh? Pretty good. So let's talk about this, the burst of speed. Coming back to the daily events, you'll be able to see over here the burst of speeds, and they're good and they're not super good. Here's the thing. You can see a bunch of tokens. Obviously, the cars that are featured, you can see them over there, is the Ferrari Roma and the Lotus Evija. It's free try, so you can drive it either car, no problem. The situation is that it's a free try, but it's not at golden. It's at whatever you have the car. So this ends up in a situation where, yeah, some of these are going to be very difficult to get for the average player. Probably aliens can pull it up with cars at 1 star, but it is tough. For the other one, for the next one, we have the Aston Martin Valhalla and the Pagani Imola. Same situation. Now for this one, I have been able to get some tokens. Little by little, I got better to be able to get this time with the Valhalla, because that one I have at 4 stars. While I have the Imola, I only have a 1 star, and I don't think I can manage either one of these stamps. But hey, at least I'll get some tokens from over here. And in the last one, like I mentioned a bit earlier, it's the Spital and the Mille Cavalli. Same situation, free try at 1 star. You still need to upgrade it. And see what I was saying about upgrading and my credits and all of that? I mean, normally I wouldn't even doubt it for a second to upgrade them to the maximum that I can at 1 star to see if by any chance that's going to give me the opportunity to get some tokens. But over here that I'm trying to save some tokens, it kind of hurts my soul a little bit to spend credits in something that probably is still not going to allow me to get the tokens. You can see that I tried with stock, and I won the race. I've done 3 attempts, but I've not been able to unlock any of the other tokens. So yeah, these are a bit tough. But hey, at least I can get a tiny bit of tokens just by finishing the races themselves. It's 30 tokens times 10, that's 300 tokens. So by doing all of this, at least it's 900 tokens that I can unlock by just winning the races. But yeah, and another peculiar thing about this burst of speed is the fact that there's no packs in the store for it. You can see over here there's only the packs for the Apollo IE and packs for the McLaren Speedtail. That's all there is. You can see over there, it's the feature car is the Speedtail. Now, you can get some stuff over here in the offer sections related to the burst of speed, and actually these packs are not absolutely terrible. I'm not gonna tell you to buy any of this, all right? I'm not trying to convince anybody to spend money on the game. But for example, we look at the Imola. This is $20 in my local currency, and for $20 you get 3 Imola blueprints, some 15 packs for the Pagani Imola, and 500 tokens, 300,000 credits. Then there is the more expensive one, which is like 20. No, excuse me, I said it wrong. This is $10. No, wait a second. No, yeah, it's $10. This one is $10. This one is $20. And for this one, for $20, you get 10 blueprints, which is so much more than you got in the other one. Over twice as much. The other one was 3 blueprints, right? So this gives you over 3 times as much. They give you over twice as many credits. Tokens. Also a little bit over twice as many tokens. But this is the only part that's offered. They give you 25 packs as opposed to 15 packs in the other one. So it's a little bit of a give and take, but given that over here it's more blueprints guaranteed, I think this one is more worth it. So there's packs like that. Obviously the price also varies based on the car. This is for the Class A cars, for the Imola, and for the, where's the Valhalla? Probably at the end. Yeah, the Valhalla. And then there's the ones for the Speedtail. Again, these ones I'm not super interested, especially knowing that the Speedtail is coming in a few months in the in the Starway. So this to me makes absolutely 0 sense, because you're gonna get this car anyway. So, but anyway, those are the packs that are being sold right now. So overall, oh, and there's also this, the Burst of Speed Relay Burst of Speed Relay. The first one for 300 tokens. That is just some packs. What is that? For the Roma and the Evija? I don't understand why the Roma though. It's such a bad car. The Evija, it's still a good car, but the Roma, really? The next one for 500 tokens, 10 packs for the Imola and for the Valhalla. Worth mentioning that these packs don't have guaranteed blueprints. So they just have probably their 10% drop rate, and that is that. So you're probably not going to get blueprints from that. Then the third one, Relay, this one is for money. This is for $20, 5 and 5 blueprints, and 10 packs for the Speedtail. For, what is this? $5? 5 blueprints for the Evija, 5 for the Masanti, and packs for the Roma and the Masanti. And finally, for 250 tokens, you're gonna get a couple of decals for the Mille Cavalli and the Speedtail. Honestly, I think this Relay is pretty bad, unless you really want this decals. But other than that, I don't see the purpose on it. So yeah, that's basically what's going on in the game at the moment. There's also this other event, what is this? Dragon Boat Festival. I don't think I've even done it, but I'm not super interested in it. I will do it for sure, because normally I should be able to qualify within 5%, so that's 200,000 credits. That's all right. If I get 1%, it's 300,000. Some tiny bit of credits over here. Not super valuable, because each one of these races is 2 tickets, and honestly, tickets right now, I need them in different stuff. We already got our tokens over here, so yeah. That's basically what is going on. Like I said, we're on Limbo. We're technically no season while we're supposedly still in the New Breed Rivals. There's nothing related to New Breed Rivals anymore. It was just extended, thankfully, and I do appreciate it. It was extended so that we got to use our LP, our Legend Pass benefits for 1 additional week, meaning extra fuel, the rep, and the extra trade coins and all of that. But yeah, at this point, I am just waiting to see what's gonna happen in the Raging BS season. We're gonna see what's the deal with it, if we're gonna get a good deal or not. Like I said, this season, the New Breed Rival season, the one that it's ending, or that ended technically, it was tweaked. Like I said, a little bit, some things were good, some other things were not so good. So I do hope that there's some changes in the Raging BS season that is gonna be somewhat better. Now, Joe did say that the structure of the season will remain the same, but that there were gonna be some other changes around it. So I do hope that there are some things that are at least are gonna be a little bit more accessible. Because man, even though I have quite the garage in terms of Lambo in this version of the game, even then, it's still not guaranteed that I'm gonna be able to get the Countach LPI. But like I said, if I at least get to all the other Lambos, I will be happy, but honestly, I would still like to get that Countach. But anyway, that's where I'm gonna leave it for this video. Just wanted to give you an update and let you know that when the Lambo season begins, there is a very high possibility that I'm gonna be making more videos on this version of the game, because I gotta document what's going on, what is my progress with the Grand Prix and all of that. We'll see what happens. Well, that's all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.